And press record.
Action.
Yeah. Hey, Tejada.
Yeah.
All right. What up, bro?
Hey. What's
You
up,
ready,
man?
you ready to talk?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Man, what you sitting down for? We got to take a photo.
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding a road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now.
Alright, action.
All right. Hey, man. Welcome to Table Mannerz. Today, we have my boy, Anthony Tejada with PRB,
Hey.
Preferred Real Estate Brokers.
Yep.
You know, I've been knowing him for a while. Been in real estate game, does video content like myself. So, you know, I wanted to bring him on Table Matters and just to chop it up. You know, what you think about different brokerages and, you know, how are we doing in today's world in real estate? So, further ado, homeboy Tejada.
Hey, all right, Trey. Thanks for having me on. Brokerages, what they lacking, is that what you're talking about?
Well, before we get into the lacking thing, let's go back to how do we meet? You know,
Well, that's easy. So we had a known acquaintance that hooked us up from day one. You know, I think we shared similar passions and how we wanted to approach, you know, early on in our careers, how we wanted to approach real estate. I know for dang sure we didn't want to door knock or call.
you 100% correct. I ain't never doing no door knocking on cold calling.
Not that we would. At least in my part, and I know the way you work, not in your part. I mean, if we needed to put elbow grease on something, we do it. It was more the fact of working more efficiently and proactively on lead generation. And I know what we do now is more effective in that manner than door knocking on homes, right?
Correct.
Not alone that we got to deal with crazy people coming out with their guns trying to shoot us for knocking on their door.
Facts.
It's more effective in a way that I can put out video content and reach more people in one day than I could knocking on any community.
Yeah, and the key thing with that is basically by me knowing you're willing to invest.
Yeah.
Since I've been knowing you, you know, you have always invested into equipment, gear to make your videos a certain level that's
Right.
appealing to the consumers, which a lot of people don't understand that. Another thing too, I did not mention is also being consistent.
Right.
You have been consistent of doing that workflow for, I've been knowing you for like, since I've been in real estate, basically like 4 years. 'Cause
Yeah.
I started out at PRB.
Right.
Just a little bit of backstory real quick of Tejada, and we're going to go into brokerages and stuff like that. One thing I know about Tejada, he started at PRB, but he left
Right.
and went to Keller Williams
Right.
and came back to PRB.
Right.
Talk a little bit about why that whole 360 transition. What brought that about?
What happened is when I joined PRB, I went in there, you know, I didn't know anything, right? I just knew that, all right, I'm going to start doing real estate. I'm excited. I passed my test like everybody is. And then I did a whole year and I didn't know fundamentals and I needed to learn fundamentals. Like, yeah, you could do videos. You could do, you could do all the fun stuff if your passion drives you to do what we do and not succeed, because if you don't know how to transition from being that video content creator into a real estate agent that knows how to handle property, clients, customers, you know, and transition them into the home in the proper manner, you lose them.
Correct.
You lose them. So if you don't know how to handle or juggle both of those things, your passion and your duty, then what happens is there's a loss in translation and those customers go away. I see it happen every day. There's some agents out there that just started kind of following the process we do, right? And I hear stories back from reps that I know that they dropped the ball. And I think that it's more common than people let on. Nobody ever goes on social media and talks about their failures. So
Correct.
you never see it.
Yeah, you're correct. That's why a lot of people are not consistent doing that.
Right.
And by you going to Keller Williams, that gave you the fundamental, the understanding of real estate. So I'm assuming that you was able to apply Keller Williams fundamentals for the content you put out because you understand real estate. You understand because you're
Right.
also a savvy investor.
Right.
You understand the investing side and also residential sale
Right.
and investments when you deal with buyers. So you know how to articulate whatever you're talking about to
Right.
go along with the content that you put out. And that's what I seen when you said you left PRB, went to Keller Williams and went back to PRB. This is a business decision, basically.
Right.
And what I see is a lot of agents don't really understand that. And with you, yes, you went to Keller Williams. Yes, do have a certain kind of split compared to PRB, but you didn't look at that. You looked at the educational part,
Right.
and knowing that you need to be educated in this market. At that time, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's a little different now.
Right.
At that time, and you didn't even know you was gonna even get into video, but by you having that foundation and understood that, I'm assuming that's what led to all your success, today.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of reassessing yourself. A good agent, a good business person always reassesses themselves. Like, where am I lacking? Like, this is not working. And you got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, how do I reassess the situation? And then push forward from there. Where I need to gain so I can turn my situation into something better. And that's what that was all about. It was about, all right, I'm not getting what I feel I need, which is fundamentals here. I like the brokerage, but I think I need to be here right now.
Correct.
And being there and learning the fundamentals and learning, hey, ABC allowed me to go to, all the other letters of the alphabet when I came back to PRB, right? And then it allowed me to, once I met you and everything started clicking, to follow the passion that led to, where I'm at today.
Okay, then so this is a good segue to what we're going to be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you feel now in real estate that brokerages are lacking in this current market to be appealing to new agents? Because there's 1,000 brokerages.
Right.
So what do you think that they're lacking to draw more people like us?
So let's address the impossible problem. I think the impossible problem for a brokerage right now is getting their top agents to actually help the culture.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like what I mean by that is that the people that are doing it on an everyday basis and the knowledge that they have and they acquire through deal after deal after deal after deal is not being shared from the 1% of agents on the top of the brokerage to the 99% on the bottom. So what happens is you have an influx of maybe in any kind, even if it's a boutique brokerage, maybe 5 to 10 agents who are really doing it, and the rest are just floundering and trying to survive. And, obviously in a national brand brokerage, that's probably a little higher. But there's not enough of that agent to agent peer kind of teaching and like nurturing and like help and redirection of when agents make mistakes and things going on. A lot of things have to change. And that's why I call it the impossible problem, because I know even really good brokers, it's a really hard problem to handle because you got to convince your top agent to take time out of their busy schedule to be like, can you handle some of these people to help them nurture? And if they snag on something, like teach them through it or talk them through it. And some brokerages attempt it and it always fades out because at the end of the day, people got to take care of themselves.
You're correct. And one thing you did say that I do like is the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of brokerages try to say they have a culture, but they technically don't, because you have top producers
Right.
that they use them to show their numbers,
Right.
but they don't help out the brokerage.
Not at all.
And don't help out the new agents.
Right.
And inspire them to do better or make them want to do better. Or how are they, as we say, finessing, how are they being good in this market?
Mm-hmm.
They're not helping their culture. All they care is about posting their stats.
Right.
Oh, we did 50 million this month. We did 100 million this month. Yeah, but that's all the top producers you got.
Right.
What about the other ones that need help so they get their name on that list? What is the culture? What is that broker's doing to help them? And that's what, on the outside looking in, that's what I look at. Because my previous brokers I was at, they had some really top producers. I never seen them before. I only seen them when they post them on like every month that, oh, this person did 100 million or 20 million, but they never talked to us. We never had a phone call, a call in the morning with these agents telling us best practices. We always got to go to national people on YouTube or something to listen to best practices, but we need to hear that from people in our community in Central Florida.
Right, and the thing is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is a sink and swim business.
Yeah,
like. I mean, there gets a point that it also, there's some, like we're putting all the fault on the top agents, and it's not kind of fair. Like the top agents do what they do and they do it very well. And sometimes you can understand why top agents don't take their time out to teach other people, because there is a big influx of people below them that want to be acting agents.
correct.
Right? They waste people's time. They say they're going to do things, and then the biggest problem in this industry is consistency. They just don't actually are consistent in anything. Some people, I've seen people given the formula time and time after again, and have been you've pushed them in that direction, and time over time they fail in consistency. And you do that a couple hundred times, any top agent is going to be like, look, I just got to take care of myself and my family, and I got to do me.
Correct. And with that, I think it circles back to the brokers, as in, how can we help you out, Tejada? We know you're a top producing agent, but we know what can we do for you to just at least sprinkle some love to some of the agents at the brokerage?
I think that's the wrong answer for people like me and you, and not to sound elitist. The reason why is there's nothing any brokerage can give me or you, anything, that we can't produce leads ourselves, because that's exactly what we do. We've nurtured what we've done into a system that produces leads.
Correct.
Enough that I can take care of myself, maybe some people on my team, right? And you do the same for you and your team. So I can go to any brokerage and succeed. So it comes down to split for me, right? Because
business, it comes down to business at the end of the day, because you're a top producer. And two, one of the key things I want people to understand on this podcast with Tejada is, me and Tejada never ever bought leads. Never did Zillow.
No.
Never did Redfin. Never did Redfin, Realtor.com.
Right.
We never did any of that. All our investments have been basically
Equipment.
Is in equipment.
Equipment.
I spend more money in equipment than I was that I put ever in leads. We basically generate our own leads and being consistent. And the other key thing is we don't pay a person to shoot.
No.
And we don't pay a person to edit. So the people that's out here paying for Zillow, teaching their team, we're basically doing everything ourselves, and implemented our own strategies and generated our own leads. That what keeps us sustainable in today's market. By being consistent for 4 years, both of us, putting out content, now people recognize us, and we're consistent getting leads when other people are struggling. And we're getting more qualified leads. Let's rewind that back. We get more qualified leads that want to close soon as we talk to them. We're not getting bad leads or whatnot, as you normally get with Zillow, Realtor.com, because it's such an influx. They don't really have no good system to gauge how serious that person is. But when you see our results, our closings, our under contracts, our videos about houses, our market videos, they know that we're serious, and that they know that we have been closing deals at a higher rate, not dropping balls as most people do. And last year, as we talked about failures, at the brokerage, I talked last year on the brokerage about my failures last year. Right. Yes, I had a great year, but I also had I lost a lot of deals last year. Yeah. I lost over 5 deals last year that I lost, and I want them to see that because in real estate, even though you have a lot of wins, you have losses. So you got to keep on knocking down the door and
Right.
keep on getting more people to help, because everybody that you help, you might not can get them to the closing table because unforeseen situations happen in life that you can't predict.
Right.
But so with our brokers, we have calls all the time. We do that all the time. Emmett praises praises everybody on the brokerage, and we talk. All of our top producers talk about our wins and losses and how we got started. So it's not no secret sauce.
Right. No.
And,
absolutely not.
And that's the thing that I see. The only reason I say that is because I've been at a couple of brokers and we never had calls.
Right.
Monday calls, Tuesday calls, or get together, or even events.
Yeah, I don't think much. I don't think much brokerages do that. Not on a consistent basis, right? Where it's like this is scheduled out, and you're gonna have calls with people. Like you said, Monday. It's on schedule. It's you just go and it's there. Our brokerage, they do video classes. So I see that a lot. Sometimes I join in and you'll see that. But if it's like you said, you can fetch a question or be in a company-wide call. I haven't seen much brokerages do that on a constant basis.
Now, question: if you was with a culture like that, do you think possible that you would be higher up on the list in real estate because you get to hear best practice and stuff? Because PRB got a lot of heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, they do.
Do you think you would be able to sit back and then strategize and think of more creative ways to utilize with the content you're putting out if you was able to basically hear from top producers compared to looking on YouTube, how we do, look on YouTube or see them doing stuff and then, we don't really know.
Anything is possible. Like if anything catches me and my passion, I'm going to execute on it. That's been proven. So if anything, like if I'm having conversations with other top producers and I feel like there's an idea out there that if I can put consistency on it and it would bring me something, absolutely. 100% all day long, right? I just act on it and do it, right? As long as you know you're doing it the same way or you're doing it as well as the person who's succeeding at it, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's always opportunity for that when you have those interactions. And that's part of what I mean when you talk to top producers, and create that synergy where it's like, oh, I see he's killing it in this kind of marketing. Maybe if I go along and do like what he's doing, can I grow from that? Correct. Yeah, and that's the effect of having it, and that's why there's an importance to that. But again, I think when you put your top producers through all that, and they repeat themselves on a weekly basis, and there's agents who just don't. Yeah, they're just there to be a constant student. It drags on them too. So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I definitely. I can see that. I can see that. And I want to switch gears just a tad bit because we talked about it a little bit. It's basically what we started. I want to say started. I ain't gonna say all the way started when Emmett. I respect Emmett. I seen him doing it before. I really got into it. He started before me. But what we started as in doing video content for real estate. Do you think we created a new trend here in Central Florida, and everybody want to start putting out their own content?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I think there was agents that were doing videos. If you look back on YouTube, were they doing it the right way? Were they consistent? No. Right? The consistency that you guys do, the consistency that, and also the quality and how you do it, that it definitely made an impact. It definitely made an impact, and it definitely does create, what people want to see. Anytime you do something better, people are going to want to look at it. People are going to want to watch it, and then it intrigues their interest, and that's marketing. Correct. That's marketing. Like, you do it really good, you do it in a different way, people are going to, and I think we've done that as agents, right? And you and your brokerage, and now there's people in my brokerage doing it. There's it has affected the market. You have to step up You can't just go on there now with a cell phone and a gray background and be like, hey, I'm Bob the agent from Remax, and I'm gonna, you know, I sell houses, so give me a call. You can't. It's not that easy anymore.
Yeah, it definitely changed. Nobody do videos like that really no more.
No.
And you know, I want people to understand watching this is you don't have to do what me and Tahada did. You don't have to buy this dang camera gear. You can use your cell phone, get you a nice cheap drone, and put out good content. People get confused and think they gotta have all this big fancy stuff to put out great content. There's a realtor I know right now. He got great content. He do $1 million homes, and I had to call Tahada, ask him what the heck is he using. It's super crispy, and kind of find out it's a cell phone. But he's very consistent. He's doing $1 million homes, so that proves to you that you get your little cheap gimbals, $150, a drone for $500, and you can put out content. But the key thing at the end of the day, really, with all of it, is being consistent. People are not consistent.
It's like anything else. Like true. I feel the future of real estate is going to come down to true content creators. People who know how to make a story out of anything. Right? Forget the gear. Like, and you know, I was one that was like, oh no, this gear is fire. It's going to blow everybody out the water. I'm going to put more money down on it. Right? And you were like, Tahada, you need to relax. Right?
Even Kevin. Kevin. I used to care like that. Tahada always buying stuff.
I was buying everything.
But you know, I learned one thing though from you though. Even though you bought a lot of equipment, it helped me out last year. Buying a lot of equipment helped me out for taxes.
It does.
So I kind of looked at it two ways, as in I made good money last year. I was blessed, but I was able to write that off because there were good write-offs, and it also helped out the business. So it was technically a win-win, and I used all my equipment.
And that's being a business person, right? That's just being somebody who knows the overall aspect of their business. Like, if I do this, it's going to affect my business this way, and taxes, unfortunately, is a part of that.
Correct.
So using that for your benefit is, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Especially if it's going to contribute to the production of your business. So, I mean, going back to what I was saying, though I was buying all that equipment, I started coming to realize, like, you know what? It's going to come down to how you do these videos, how you could create a story for each house, how you could, and you know, we're all in the formula of still doing that, but you know, it's not going to be as easy as just picking up the new camera.
You're correct. And I think the future is what we do, and being consistent and being likable.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Being relatable. Likable, relatable, and also look the part. Right. Because certain people want to deal with only certain people. Yeah. And you still need to know your stuff when you're on the video. Don't matter what you're wearing. I wear this chain and hat. Yeah. And I be on video talking about real estate, but I know what I'm talking about. Right. Compared to somebody else that's new, they may be pretty, but they might not be speaking the language that they want to hear. Yeah. Because I remember I had a video that I put out, and people, I was getting so many calls, and that's when I was even heavier. They was like, yeah, we just like what you was talking about. Sound like you really can help us. From that video. Right. It was my one and only video I got recorded. Kevin did it. Yeah. Kevin recorded me. And to this day, I used that video. I closed like 4 people from that video. One video.
Yeah, it happens.
One video, I done closed like 4 people only because they saw the video. Yeah, the quality was good, but the message that I put out there, they liked the message. They watched the whole video because, you know, as a good person that does marketing, you need to ask everybody, how'd you find out about me?
Right. Right.
What did you like about when you saw that video? Because the two things with that, for one, they're going to tell you what you need to work on, or you might not need to work on, or you need to figure out you need to figure out, you know that, oh, I need to keep on doing this because I'm getting results from this video. People like this. People want to see somebody different that's out there actually helping people.
You get a lot of feedback from your customers, and what you're saying is absolutely true. It happened for me. I did one video. I felt like I did more of a story on the video. I felt like it contributed, and I got 8 deals in one community for that one video.
You be cheating though.
I mean, that was most of my sales for the year. I didn't have to go anywhere else. It was close to my house. And I was just, at that point, it felt like cherry picking. Now, does that mean that I do like 20 million in sales, 30? No, because I'm still in 4 years of real estate. That's how I look at it, right? progressively get better every year. But it was, my deals came from somewhere, and I felt like it came from there, and that was a good thing that happened, right? So, I mean, it could happen. It's just how you put it together.
Yeah, and this is a real quick thing before we do go.
Yeah.
To let people know, how long did it take you actually to start getting deals from putting out content? People think it happens overnight.
No. Okay, so first year was a bust, right?
Just like me.
Yeah, and then I went to Keller Williams, and right around that time I started YouTube.
Actually, you started doing good when you met me.
Well,
That's actually kinda
it's
true.
true. Yeah. You did trimming. It contributed to a lot how I shoot
you
and stuff
started
like
doing
that.
great. You
And
did start
I
doing
called you
good.
for everything at one point, like
yeah.
equipment, how you do this, how you do that. Sometimes you'd be like, yeah, just do this and that. Sometimes you were like, I gotta ask Kev. But I mean, but still, that you were a resource in how, and I always appreciate that from you. Definitely, I always tell everybody. But yeah, I mean, those are the things that and it's consistency, number one too. Because I could have been like one of those people that I would have been bugging your ear all day long and done nothing.
Nah, but you not like everybody else in the world.
Yeah.
We got some people that brokers just like you. They listen. I tell them what to get. They buy it and they put out work. A lot of our broker agents now, like Leroy, Scott, they make their own content now.
Yeah.
From using what I told them to buy.
Yeah.
But everybody don't do that though. You tell them to buy something, they do it one time, they don't see no results,
Yeah.
and they just stop.
I mean, look, it honestly, it took me, so like when I started from Keller Williams, to go back to that point, I would say 6 months after that, when I went back to PRB, that first deal from YouTube came from me, came from that. So it was about 6 months.
So I say me 2 years, because my first year I didn't do anything.
Right.
Then I switched. I was at ERA. I started doing deals, but there was like I can't think of the word. People in my sphere.
Oh, the sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence. I closed deals, and then when I came to Combs Premier, all the videos that I started doing, it caught up to me. So more people start reaching out to me from content I was doing. More people start seeing I selling homes and everything.
So the funny thing was, my sphere of influence knew I was in real estate, right? But didn't start calling me more consistently until they started seeing my videos. As crazy as that sounds.
You already know why. People want to see results or see something.
Yeah. And videos do give you the impersonation that, oh, he's doing something.
Yeah, and you're consistent with it too.
Right.
Regardless if you selling or not, they don't know what you're selling.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You got people out here doing 1,000 videos, they ain't sold nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Every day, those Keller Williams agents, every Thanksgiving, they're like, I'm in real estate, right, family?
Yeah, but then they call me.
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen.
They want somebody experienced and know how to, know how to get you in a home at the end of the day.
It's about getting them the maximum money for what they got, or putting them in the best situation. And that's experience, right? I mean, I've heard, when you're in a brokerage, you hear stories. And one of the stories I heard was, there's one agent, they were putting out good videos. They ended up getting $1 million client. They went on the road and didn't know how to be an agent. And the client left on them in the middle of the road, right? And you hear stories like that. And that's why I had to emphasize, yeah, you could do all the videos and you could be consistent, but you got to be an agent. At the end of the day, you still got to be that agent.
Oh, you got to know how to close.
You got to know. It's not even close. You just got to be that resource for that person, and show them that you bring value.
Correct.
Because you could look, like you said, pretty on camera, and you could look great on camera, and you could say the right things. But if you don't know your area, and you don't know your market, and you don't know how to handle a rep, or even how to a listing agent, it's going to be a problem.
And you can't, and then they won't close.
Right.
Because the reason I say close is because you need to know all the factors you just talked about.
Yep.
And that only comes from experience and getting out there.
Yeah.
People think that you got to have every single thing in the world when you first start real estate. No, just get out there and learn and mess up a couple of times, and you'll be fine. I messed up a couple times, and they don't even know.
Yeah, and you got to have your client have that trust in you, You got to show it to them immediately, and sometimes that might call for you putting your client in place. Like, oh, I want to go over here. No. We talked about this place. We're gonna go see this place because I got to show you the value of this place before we start talking about if that and then and but.
But only people that can do that is people that's experienced though.
But that's my point.
New agents, they gonna call me and ask me all these questions, and then go back and tell the buyer all this.
Right.
They just had to just get out there and learn. I don't understand. A lot of these new agents sometimes I'll be like, dog, just go out there and just mess up. Just figure out how to do it. Like I didn't have nobody really to call.
Right.
I just had to just figure it out, or I Google or YouTube it, and then I keep it moving. I don't stop the ship because I don't know something.
No.
I got to take care of my family. So at the end of the day, I need to figure out how to make this work.
So I mean, it takes a special person sometimes to be like, you know what? Let me show them that I can handle this, and that's all it takes. And if once you have your client's trust, it's a wrap. They're gonna be like, all right, Trey, show me what I need to be doing.
Yeah, you correct. Yeah, correct.
And that's what it is. That's a lot about what it's about. Obviously, know as much as you can, right? But know your area, know what you're doing. But first and foremost, make them feel comfortable. Make them feel comfortable in knowing, like, I know what I'm doing. Trust me. Let me show you.
You 100% correct.
Yep.
But I know this video is super long.
Yeah.
I hope everybody watching it. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm looking at the camera now. The future is us.
Yeah.
So I don't stop cutting to the chase. Go ahead and cut it, Kel.
I'm in the big leagues. Tony don't miss me.